This song happened to the grandmother of a husband of a friend of my sister's. This friend of my sister's, the husband of a friend of my sister's, was raised in Lethbridge because a significant number of the internees were sent to southern Alberta to work in sugar beet fields. The night before a lot of these people were interned, the women sat in the kitchen and broke all their china. Broke all their fine china, broke all their objects of art so that it couldn't be stolen from them, right? And Kiri in the song, the name is fictional, but Kiri in the song, it's the piano that's her prized possession. And so she rolls it down onto the dock with her daughters and pushes it into the harbor so that nobody can steal that piano from her. I got an email from the woman who is the head of the Japanese-Canadian Association, and is in charge of the Museum of Japanese History, which I think is going in Ottawa. And she had heard the song for the first time and wanted to know where I heard the story, because she heard the story at a camp that she was interned in Hope. That somebody had said about somebody from their community who had done this, who had pushed the piano. And she said, I always thought it was, I don't know, fictional or something. She said, but how did you come across the story? And I sort of let her know how I came across the story. Of all my songs, this song has become layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of stories. People want to talk about this song. People want to relate to this song. I have a guitar that was sunk at Pearl Harbor, which was willed to me because of this song. Because I played this song on one night in southern Oregon. Somebody handed me this guitar that had been sunk at Pearl Harbor. The guitar survived Pearl Harbor, but the guy who owned it didn't. It was this guy's uncle, and he wanted me to play the song about the Japanese internment on a guitar that was sunk at Pearl Harbor. At the historical event that set the whole thing in motion, he felt that for him would close some kind of circle between his uncle Eugene's death and Kiri. I know of at least 4 children who have been named after the song, who have been named Kiri. I have a painting in my house by fine West Coast artist Claire Kajunzik, who did a painting of the song. It has inspired all kinds of stories from people. There's this festival over in Denmark, in a place called Tuna, and it is one of the best folk festivals on the face of the earth. I've been blessed to play that festival, I think, 6 or 7 times now. And I think it was the second time that I was there. Karsten Panduro, who is the artistic director, I had said to him, look, like a lot of my songs are historical and they're specific to stories, and I just don't know how much people are understanding them or not understanding them. And he said, well, people here tend to have a fairly good grasp of English, and just play what you play and they'll like it. And we played Kiri, and I had introduced it. I'd done a short introduction to it and then played it. And when the song finished, they applauded. And if they really like something in Denmark, the applause starts like this, but then it very quickly goes into this very rhythmic thing, and the whole audience will be doing that. Probably 2.5 minutes. I couldn't start another song. They would not stop. And I was just about in tears. And when I came off stage, Carson was there, and I said, can you explain that to me? Can you explain what just happened with that song? And he said, well, where are you? And I said, I'm in Denmark. He says, what happened to Denmark during the Second World War? And I said, you were occupied. And he said, what you were singing to them was their experience. And that was one of my light bulb moments about writing songs and about writing history, is that, yeah, we share so much as human beings. We share so much experience, and we somehow think that our cultures divide us. But once we can get past those things like language and whatnot, our experiences are very much the same. And a person from Denmark can empathize with a Japanese-Canadian woman pushing her piano into the water in Canada because they understand the experience.
Yes, Kiri knew what I did not, that if we must be free, then And sometimes we must sacrifice to gain our